Hi there, welcome to Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, I am going to be sharing with you all of the completed pages and whips that I had for the month of April, plus a couple of cards and a little bit of pre-planning for my mermaid that I'm really excited to dive into. So I'm going to, again, do the same thing that I did last month, where I split up my video into little sections so that we'll have a little section for the cards and the doodles, and then a section for the whips and completed pages. I don't have any scrapbooking this month, and only a couple of cards, so it'll be really quick. So let's go ahead and start with the cards. The first card I did, and I did both of these on a video actually. I did a Mixed Up Monday where I had a stamping haul, and then I used some of the products from the haul and made a card. So this is one of them that I used, and this was just using pattern paper, some new sequins that I got, and a stamp that had a Happy Mother's Day and a little frame in there, and that was it. And the card background looks like I took forever and did all kinds of cool stuff to it, but it's just a piece of pattern paper. So I love using paper on cards when you just want something quick and easy, and yeah, I think that turned out really cute. The next one I did do was this one. This is using, I've got some stamping on there, so I used a pink piece of cardstock, and then this new stamp set that I have that I love from Simon Says Stamp. It is a brush marker set, or a brushed flowers set. So it kind of has like almost like a marker or watercolor kind of look to it when you stamp it. And these are the inks that they sent in the kit, the card kit that I used to make this, are water reactive. So you could kind of probably get a watercolor look if you added water, but I just wanted to create my own pattern paper. And then I added some stickles to the center of a couple of the flowers, and then added my Stardust Jelly Roll to the sentiment to kind of give it a little bit of a shimmer. And that is that card. I really liked both of those. I did not have a lot of time to do card making this month, so that is all the cards. So the next thing I have are a few of my doodles. Now I'm just going to share with you kind of everything that I went through. I have a couple different sketchbooks for this, and a lot of this is like ideas for upcoming things. So there's not really any finished pictures, but there are a couple of really cute ones that I wanted to show you. So this one is basically just trying to get the form right of different, ways that I would like to draw mermaids. And then I have some really cute little characters that I drew down here. Now these are all drawn from reference from Pinterest. The gnome mermaid was not. There was a little gnome character, and so I tried to turn her into a mermaid. So that is what this side is now, kind of sketching ideas and stuff on how I want to do it. So I drew a little thumbnail of where I would have her like in a coral garden kind of. And so here's me practicing all kinds of different corals. And then here's a little bit better image of what the gnome mermaid would look like. So, and then I've got a couple of little fish doodled in there. So I think she's going to be really cute. And then another evening while I was lying in bed, I did all of these little thumbnails, and these are basically me going through Pinterest and looking at images and then trying to turn them into mermaids. So these will hopefully turn into full-grown illustrations, and yeah, I think it'll be fun. I plan on doing, a lot of coloring this month, but also doing some drawing of mermaids and things. So here's one that I will probably end up turning into a full drawing. I think this is really cute. I'll probably ink this in and color it, but just this little bird perched on the mermaid while she's sitting on a rock with some seaweed and stuff down there. I thought that turned out really cute. And then this one is more just kind of doodles. So I had an idea to draw like a really sad mermaid, but then I was like, well, what would make a mermaid sad? And I was like, well, I guess plastic in the ocean and all that stuff. So I drew a sad fish, and I drew like a bunch of trash and stuff floating around her. And then I didn't want to be sad anymore, so I just drew a pretty face and did all this fun hair, and that was that was really fun. And then this side is getting ready for my May the 4th mermaid, which I need to get on. But I was sketching out different pictures from that I found on Pinterest, different images of Leia and the Ewoks. I think I'm going to do like a Leia mermaid with an Ewok otter, kind of, I'm thinking. So that's kind of where my mind is going for that one. I think that's it in this book. And then last so this is the book that I keep in the car. So a lot of the times I'll just kind of sit and doodle if I don't have a book that I'm currently reading. And these images all are, well, this one's not. This one was just out of my own head. But this is kind of a mermaid, and she's got like jewelry and stuff, and it's hanging from the little coral pieces. And but some of these other ones are where I took an image that I had pinned on Pinterest and then turned it into a mermaid in my own kind of style. So there's that one. She's got a cute little hairstyle. Here's one here. And now these little characters are drawn from reference, but I think that they're really cute, and I would like to incorporate. I really like this fish. That's really fun. But I would like to incorporate that into my own drawing style as well. This one I thought was really cute. The image was this little girl with kind of wavy hair and big glasses, so I kind of adopted that into my style. But that's it. That is all my mermaid sketches. So let's move on to, and hopefully you'll see some of those as finished pages or finished illustrations in next month's completed works. So let's move on to the coloring. Okay, so I've got a few whips, and we're going to go through those fast because I know that, it's not, I don't know if some of these will ever get finished or not, but I liked a couple of them, so I wanted to share them with you. So in 50 Easter Miniatures, this is the newer one by Camellia Angelkova. I did a couple of pages. I did this one, which I wasn't crazy about, so I probably won't finish that one, unfortunately. I wanted to use kind of pastel colors, and then as I was blending, things weren't working out. I could probably fix it with pencil, but I just don't have I don't feel like I need to, so I'm just going to leave it, and I think it's okay. And then this one was really cute. I didn't go back and do any shading on this yet, but I love this little picture, and I do like how the markers blended so far on this, but I would like to add in some details on the flowers and a little bit more on the wood grain, and then maybe on these flowers as well, but still, I think it turned out pretty cute. So there are those two whips. The next one I have is from Midnight Masquerade, and if you saw my Color Ya Imaginor pencil review, then you probably have seen this one, but I used those pencils to do this little juggler girl, and I still haven't finished this page. This rat both is like equal parts creeps me out and really makes me want to color it to make it look awesome, just because it creeps me out. But I still haven't gotten to that yet. So I would like to finish this at some point, but I really like how she turned out, like the way that those pencils worked on this paper. And yeah, I thought that she turned out cute. And then these next few are all ones that I just recently started with my water-based markers. I realized I didn't have very many pages. Or in some of these books, I didn't have any pages colored in a lot of my Lulu books. So I wanted to rectify that. And so this is the start with just water-based markers. So here's the one I did in A Million Owls, which I think this will be really cute once I go through and add some shading and a little bit of a background. I really like this. I like the color palette that I chose. And these little owls are so cute. But yeah, so that's all using water-based markers so far. And then in A Million Sloths, I did one as well. So this one. And again, that's all using water-based markers. And I plan on going through and adding pencil to shade and things like that. So, and probably add in a little bit of a background on that one as well. In A Million Unicorns, I started, oh, nope, I lied. This was one that I already had one finished in. So I think maybe I started that I can't remember if I started that this month or that was already done and I was going to work on this page. That's probably what that was. So ignore that one. But in A Million Kawaii Cuties, this is the newest from Lulu Mayo. I started both of these with my water-based markers and planned on going back and adding in some pencil work and some shading, but I think those both will be really cute. And then in A Million Llamas, again, with the water-based markers, I started this page, and I'm excited to finish this one. I really like this little, I love these little cactuses and the llamas. I don't know, something about that drew me. So there are those. And then last but not least in my whips, I have a couple pages in Romantic Country. You have seen me working on these pages, and unfortunately I'm still not done. So I have this one. I did do the floor down here on a video with you all. Kind of drew in the lines for the ball on the background. I think I did that on camera. And then so far I've just done a little bit of shading on this wood paneling and like down here and then on the chair and on the table. But that's really the only shading that I've done so far. But so I still have to go in and work on that, and I still haven't decided what color these curtains are going to be. And it's really frustrating because I know that I need to settle on that so that I can finish this page up, because I think it'll be really cute once I finish it. The other one that I did with you guys, now this one is almost done. I did do a lot more work on this one after the video. I went through and finished up all the books, so the books all have shading. The only thing left I have to do is I have to add a little shading to this sign. I have to color these boxes, this tablecloth, the background behind the books, the sign there, and then use a little bit of pencil shading to get rid of some of the lines on the cement here and the blue of the building. But other than that, I think it turned out really good. I really like the way that the wood turned out. Oh, I have to do the wood grain here still too. I really like the wood grain on the shelving and around the stained glass window. And I think once this is done, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be really cool looking. I just have to get it done. But yeah, so this one's almost there. It's almost there. And hopefully I have some time to work on it this month, but you know, I've got so many mermaids picked out that I want to work on, so this might have to wait till June, but hopefully I'll get it done at some point really soon. So, okay, so let's move on to completed pages now, and we'll just start with this one since this one is in front of me. I do have one completed page, and I finished this one. So this is one I did work on, I think, again in a video. I had used some ink tints a long time ago in a background video for this to kind of show how I would do a soft sky. And then in the video recently, I think I used this page also to do like a tree video where I showed you kind of how I added like the little leaves behind the branch here. And then maybe in a weekend whip, I want to say. I can't remember all of the videos, unfortunately. But if you look through my videos, you'll see the little thumbnail of this page, and that'll be your clue. I went through and used ink tints on all of the stuff down here in the bottom, went through and added some details with pencil, made a little pattern on the tablecloth, shaded in these little cute kitty cats, did some shading on her dress, and then added in a little bit of extra on the vines to the flowers here and here. Used a yellow paint pen around the edges of the shrubs. I don't love that so much now, but it kind of looks like, you know, maybe it's catching the light from the sunset sort of, but it's not my favorite thing that I've done. But I really like the way the flowers turned out, and the little picnic set over here I think is really cute. And I love that she has, I just realized this, that she has one teacup for herself and then 3 little saucers for the little kitties. So they can all have some tea and whatever together. But yeah, I really like how that turned out, and just love using the Prismacolors over my ink tints in these books. It just works well for me. So yeah, so that is from Romantic Country. The next one I finished was in A Bold Springtime to Color by Ellery Fowler. Love this book, love her artwork, and this is the page I did. I think it turned out really cute. I used the Color Ya pencils, and then I added in, so I don't know if you'll be able to see, but like the background, there's like a little bit of shading behind, or a little bit of shadowing, I guess is what you would call it, behind some of the leaves and stuff. And then behind each of the flowers, I did a little bit of like a background fading out into the white, and then added in some little sparkly fun bits, but it's like just drawn on with pencil. And then kind of kept it pretty simple for the wording here. But yeah, I thought that turned out cute. Lots of pages in this book, and I wanted to color this month, but I was kind of bouncing all over the place between drawing and reading and coloring and airy and all these other things. Now I do have 2 other airy pages, but the next few that I'm going to show you are not. This one was another one where I was testing out my Color Ya pencils, and I finished this one. This one is one of the books that I wanted to finish eventually, and this is only my first page in it. I did not post this on Instagram, but I really like the way this turned out. I used some alcohol markers to do the wood around the outside, and then all the wood that you see, and then I think these bags. But everything else had either water-based marker or just straight pencil. So, for example, the red slats here and these turquoise areas, those are all just the Color Ya pencils. Same for like these colorful bags here, these yellow bags, all the leaves and stuff, that's all just the pencils. But every once in a while I added in some, like these pots up here, all are water-based marker, and then Prismacolors on top. But I really like how this page turned out. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I just like how bright and fun and happy it is. So yeah, so that is that one, and that one's from Nice Little Town 6. Then I also worked in the spring book by Rita Berman, and I did this page, which again, I really like the way this turned out. This is another one using just those Color Ya pencils. They worked pretty well in this book. I did have to fight with it a little bit, so this one took me a little bit longer to finish than others. But I'm happy that I finished it. It's kind of a different color palette for me. I don't normally tend to, I don't know. It's just a little bit different, but I had fun. And then I drew this little bunny rabbit down here in the corner with his little hill that he's sitting on, and he's just kind of looking up at all this beautiful spring stuff flowing by. That was my vision for that. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty cute. So I like the background. I wasn't quite sure about meshing together those pinks and purples and the yellow, but I think it turned out really springy and fun. So yeah, that is that one from the spring book by Rita Berman. The next one I finished is In a Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. This one was this one was just mine. I was gonna say this one was a buddy color, but it's not. It was just me. So this one is another one that is a book that I want to finish eventually, and this is only my second page completed. But again, I started with the Color Ya pencils, and I didn't love the way that they worked on this paper. So I switched over and ended up using, what did I use? Goodness. I know I used some Black Widow. I used, I think that's actually what the rest of this is. The rest of it is Black Widow. So the Color Ya pencils are just on this big flower, and then everything else is Black Widow. And then I've got some silver sparkle pen and a little bit of white Posca in there too. But yeah, I just thought it turned out really cute. I really like those little frogs. Yeah, the color palette, pink and purple, pretty simple. Yeah, just had a lot of fun with it. So there is that one from A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. Then this one was a buddy color with my lovely friend Emma from Emma Colors 2020. I have not seen Emma's page yet, but I think she has hers on her completed pages. But I just recently posted this one on Instagram, And this is my page, and if I can get a copy of her image, I will post it in there. Otherwise, her channel will be linked in the description below. But we went completely opposite directions for the image of this page. I was working off of a color palette, which I will post on screen so you guys can see kind of where my color choices came from. But then Emma went, it looks so cool. It's like gothic and steampunky, and I just really liked the colors that she chose. And if I hadn't been trying to find a page to do with that color palette, I think I would have gone maybe a different direction, but I think it's still cute. Since there were these weird little bunnies in here, I kind of wanted it to go more towards like an Easter spring kind of page. I know some of these other things don't really make sense, like these little floating heads or whatever those are, and like the shards of glass or pieces of whatever they are that are floating around here, whatever it was. But and these giant metal, whatever they are, bolts, nuts, screws, but those things on all of the bunny's ears and then on her hair, just was, I didn't understand why they were there, but it didn't really go with the spring theme, but it totally looks awesome with Emma's theme. So anyway, I think I made it work. I think it's cute. I really like her pink hair. I had a lot of fun with that. A lot of marker work, so you can see that. And then I just went over top with my colored pencils and just had fun. So that is that one from Joshly's Fantasy Collection. I believe that's another one that I want to finish eventually. That's on my list, I think. Then I did this one from August Reverie 2. This one was a gift from a lovely viewer, and I hadn't colored it yet, so I thought I would do that. So I did use, what did I use on this? I think I used my Derwent Light Fast and Pro Colors on this page. This paper is, it's Amazon paper, so it doesn't do great with the blending and everything, but still really like the way that it turned out. I looked up these flowers because it did say, like, there's a title, what's it called? Myosotis blossoms, which I had never heard of. So I looked them up, and they're like usually like purple and blue, but some of them were pink. There weren't any yellow, but it's my coloring page and I can do what I want. And I had tried to do like a spring kind of thing. So this is my lady. I think she turned out pretty cool. So there is that one. The next one is also from one of the books that I want to finish eventually, and it is this one. This is beautiful lily page. I didn't really know how to color lilies, so I tried my best. I do like the way that this paper did with the skin, and I used color blend pencils on this, and just really, I thought it turned out beautifully. I was even able to get really some nice blends on her face and add in a few little freckles. Just really liked the way that that one turned out a lot. And then I did use I think Light Fast and the Pro Color on her hair, and then the Light Fast on her wings and her little robe thing, and the flowers and the thing in her, the little circlet on her hair. And then I used Coloria pencils on the background to get that soft pink kind of color. And yeah, just thought she turned out really pretty. I was trying to do Easter lilies, but I didn't want just white on her really light hair, so I added some purple to some of them. I know it's not exactly right, but, and the other thing that I wish I would have done a little differently, I wish I would have made this tattoo a little lighter so it wasn't quite so dark, but it still works. I think she's so pretty. This is a book that I'm coloring in next month too, so I'm working my way through this one, that's for sure. So that is Fairy by Jana Prosperina, however you say it. So this is another one from Aerie. This is the Romantic Country, the third tale, and this is a buddy color with Megan. So she is I think at Disney Meg's Coloring. If that's incorrect, I will post it on screen. But again, she just started a YouTube channel, so I will also link her YouTube channel in the description below. But we did this page together. And I really like the way that this turned out. I will say that I was inspired heavily by somebody that I saw, somebody's page that I saw. I want to say that it was Coloring with Kay's page. I cannot remember for the life of me now. But she did this really beautiful autumn, I think it's Kay, but I can't remember, like I said. But her trees were like autumn trees, and then she had like a sunset in the background. And then on the window over here, she had like the reflection of the autumn trees. And I thought that was so beautiful. But I really liked the idea of the sun, the different, like the sunset in the sky. And then I wanted this to be more of a spring page. So I went with like these purpley pink trees and then did purpley pink bushes. And then, you know, kind of had like the pink flowers and stuff over here. And then since the sun was setting, I thought the lights would be kicking on, and that's why there's yellow in the window instead of like the reflection of the trees or whatever. And then after I posted this and I was like, oh, I really like the way this turned out and everything, I realized I completely forgot to color this little window. And then I also realized that these little diagonal lines were not like structural support for the window. There's supposed to be, I think, like little reflection lines. So I just left it. I went ahead and posted it and left it. But everything else on the page, I really like the way it turned out. I'm going to show you a little close on the carriage sign. There's like 4 or 5 different colors all meshed in there together. And the same on the house. I have light pink, light purple, some yellow, some green, some blue, just kind of all mixed together, and just kind of creates that neat weathered white look. And I stuck with this blue color that's kind of, you know, that's that cocotte color that I use in my other book, but it's not really on all the pages in here, but I just thought it was cute. But yeah, I really like the way this one turned out. Then last but not least is the color along for this month. So we did, nope, not that one. Where are you? This page. This was a labor of love for sure. This is one of the Rapunzel pages, and I did go a little crazy. So I found several inspiration images that I was very inspired by. This whole background was one image that I saw on Pinterest, and I tried to replicate it as best I could. And then, so these are supposed to like represent those lanterns that float in the Rapunzel movie. And then I did like a little reflection on the little river here. I drew in this little symbol because that's that sun symbol that's on in the Rapunzel movie where she's, you know, she has it everywhere and she doesn't even realize she's drawing it. And then I added the flowers in her hair. I added a bunch of vines and stuff behind the greenery that was already drawn in on the tower. My inspiration image also had like purple colors and a light stone tower, so I kind of did that. I wish I would have done these stones a little bit lighter so they didn't stand out so much, but I still like it. I really like the way that this turned out. Have a little bit of gold on her dress and her sleeve right there. I don't know if you'll be able to see that sparkle at all, but yeah. And then added 2 little purple birds because I thought, why not? Everything else is purple. might as well have purple birds. But yeah, this was an interesting experiment, and I did enjoy it once it was done. I didn't love doing all of the layers I had to for the background, but when you want something that's this, I don't know, it just looks like it was printed, you know, more than colored. So I guess that's the big difference. But yeah, so that was using polychromos in the background. Then I used Inktense for all this stuff down here, and then did a lot of Prismacolor work over here. But yeah, just had, like I said, a lot of fun doing this, and really loved the response from all of you guys. So thank you for your support on that again. But yeah, so that is that is it for me. That is all my pages and all of my whips and all of the everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.